Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Srila Prabhupada
Hare
book reading
Krishna
session.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, we are reading the book Lord Chaitanya, His
Hare
Life and
Krishna.
Teaching, and we will start our book reading session with the prayers to our Acharyas. Manglacharan. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Katamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Sajeevam साद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजन सहित कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सगन ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय. So we will start with a summary what we read yesterday. So before that we see that Lord Chaitanya is coming to the Jagannath Puri on the order of his mother to make his headquarter at a Jagannath Puri. And because Nityananda Prabhu broke his a sannyasa stick, because in this age he need to be a compassionate, this avtara is a compassionate, so he shouldn't have the stick. So but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu get little angry and he left his associates and alone traveled to the Jagannath Puri. And when he take the darshan in a Jagannath of a Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, he fall in ecstasy and he got ecstatic fits. And the peoples in the temple, they are start saying that he's making a drama, let him put outside the temple. But the head pujari, the Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, he knows that these are the transcendental fits. So he shook away all the devotees and the people and tell him not to disturb him, disturb him. And he take the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his home to study the ecstatic feats, so that if anyone is faking this kind of a feats, then they can recognize. So yes, after that we also see that Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya was start telling about the Mayavada, because he's from the Shankaracharya Sampradaya. And he start discussing with the Lord, and he start discussing the Vedanta Sutras. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu don't like the descriptions of a Vedanta Sutra from the Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said Vedanta Sutras, they are you are just misinterpreting giving misinterpretations to the Vedanta Sutras. and these are not a proper Vedanta like explanation. And like who give the proper explanation for the Vedanta Sutras? They are given by the Vyasadeva. And like this is the authority, like it is unchangeable, and like we cannot change it. Like there is example in a shastras, in a Vedas, it is given the cow dung and the and the conch shell. These are like worshipable, and they have some religious value. And like but how can a bone and stool of one animal can be a transcendental, or they can be worshipable? So, if a cow's dung is a worshipable, then why, when someone is a very learned Brahmana, his stool is also worshipable. But like we cannot challenge the authority. Like we have to accept the stool of the learned Brahmana is not worshipable. Only the stool of the cow, like a cow dung, is a worshipable, and it has some antiseptic properties, and it will cure the lot of diseases also. And like even the conch shell, even the Krishna has the conch shell in his hand. So these are like a transcendental, and like they have religious value, but we cannot challenge by saying that even the learned Brahmana stool can be a worshipable. No, we cannot worship that. So like we cannot challenge the authority. We simply have to accept. We must be obey as they stand without any mundane reasoning. So we shouldn't give the mundane reasoning and mentally speculate. Even the a Lord says that Lord Buddha, like he comes and like he denied the authority of Vedas to, and he because at that time like people are eating the killing the animals, and like on the name of Vedas. Okay, it is permitted in a Vedas, we can kill the animals. To stop this, Lord Vishnu come in a Buddha avatara, and like said that we don't have to accept the authority of Vedas. But what Lord Chaitanya is saying, these Buddhis are less dangerous. The more dangerous and more harmful are those people who who believe, who says that they believe in the Vedas, and but they misinterpret the Vedas, and they don't follow the Vedas. And Vedanta Sutras are given by the Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of Lord Krishna. And so Vyasadeva is non-different from the Krishna. And like whatever is given in Vedas, it is it's like a bright sun, it's like a dazzling sun. And when the Mayavadis, when this Vedantis try to explain this Vedanta Sutras, they are not explaining properly, they are misinterpreting. Means they are their attempt to their attempt to explain is a similar they are covering the sun like a cloud of imagination. So yes, Krishna, personality for Godhead, is completely full. Full in what? The full of opulence, full in a strength, full in a fame, full in a beauty, full in a knowledge, and full in a renunciation. That's why Krishna is known as a Bhagwan. We cannot call anyone as a Bhagwan. Only Krishna is a Bhagwan, because Krishna has all these things. And then we learn about that the personal feature of a Lord is the supreme and the last word. So yes, we can understand Krishna by the impersonal Brahmin, we can understand Krishna by localized Paramatma, but the Bhagwan feature is the most supreme, and it's the biggest, and it's the highest of if one wants to get the knowledge, then highest knowledge is to understand the Bhagwan feature, the personal feature of a Krishna. And these Puranas are the supplementary to the Vedas. And like one who cannot understand the Vedas because they are a very difficult word. So general people and like women cannot understand the Shastras because they don't go in schools and where they learn the Sanskrit and then they can recognize. So for these people, like Vyasadeva write the Mahabharata and Puranas. So they are the Vedas are easy, in easy way, they are expressed in the Mahabharatas and Puranas. So yes, and Krishna Like Krishna, like we think that like a Krishna, like most of the people think that Krishna has the material mind and senses. Like when we say now like Krishna is a gunatit, so people like people think that Krishna is impersonal only. Like but no, Krishna is a personal also, and Krishna is a impersonal also in a form of energies, but the supreme is a personal feature. Like gunatit means like Krishna don't have the material senses and a mind like us. Krishna has this like a transcendental eyes. Krishna has a transcendental mind. Like from our eyes we can only see, from our mouth we can only eat, but from the Krishna, from his eyes he can eat, he can speak, and he can like even from the his even from his eyes when we see the like material world, like he impregnate the material world with the living beings. So like yes, Krishna is not material, he's at all transcendental. Then like we come to the next topic, that was the absolute truth is never impersonal. So yes, like if impersonal, like how impersonal impersonal can give like give birth, or like gives like can establish to someone personal. Like it he must be personal, that he's personal, that's why like whatever emanating from him is also like it's also have a personal form. So yes, we then we learn about the Lord's energy, because this impersonal form is a Krishna's energies they are manifesting, and this impersonal form is a like a effulgence of Krishna's body, that is a Brahman. So yes, we learn about this like specifically there are two energies. First is a superior energy or the spiritual energy, like from the from which like Krishna manifests the spiritual world, and second is the inferior energy. Like from this energy, Krishna manifests the material world. And you know, like the living beings, they are known as a marginal energy, because like if they contact with the spiritual energy, they become spiritualized, and when they contact with the material energy, they become material. So like generally it is said like spiritual yes, living beings are marginal energy, but they are belong to the superior energy. But just because we come in a contact with we have the tendency to come in a contact with the material world and become a material, so we are called as a marginal energy. So yes, Krishna also give us choice like in every day, like we can choose between Krishna and we can choose between the material things. If we choose Krishna, we will get liberated, we will go back to the Godhead. But if we choose the material things, we will simply rot in this material world. So yes, there are like Krishna's spiritual energy manifested in three different phases. First is the eternal existence, like it contains like eternal bliss and eternal knowledge, and yes, like eternal existence. These three, and like they are conducted by the Sandhini potency, and similarly, the bliss and knowledge are conducted by the Haladini Shakti and the Samvit Shakti, Samvit potency. Then like yes, like then like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again says that like the those who are just simply pretending they believe in the Vedas, and like they are like interpreting, like they are doing mental speculation, they are not giving the right information what is written in the Vedas, like they are giving the wrong examples. These people are more dangerous than like some than atheists, like so, because atheists they don't respect the Vedas, but these people, these Mayavadis, these Vedantists, they say that they believe in the Vedas. They whatever they are saying, these are from the Vedas, but they are not giving the right information. And it is like Krishna is also compared to the touchstone, and like a touchstone has the ability to convert unlimited quality of iron into the gold, and but touchstone still remain as it is now, like there is no reduce in the mass of the touchstone. So similarly, Krishna emanate like a lot of living beings and like in the material world, but Krishna, it doesn't like reduce the weight of Krishna, or it doesn't decrease the Krishna's energy. So like whatever things coming from the Krishna's energy and like Krishna's mass or will always remain same. There will be no change in Krishna's energy and anything. So and so like we can also say is that like whatever coming from the perfect, it is also perfect, and it is also explained in the Isha Upanishad. whatever coming from Krishna, it is also perfect. So like we can give the one analogy that like a father, like a mother and father give birth to the child, so it doesn't decrease, like a decrease in something like if a father give birth to the child, so like his one hand is like gone or his like weight has been reduced. So similarly, so Krishna is also supreme father, like he is creating all the living beings and this material existence. So like he remains as it is. There is no any change, and like whatever he make, they are also independent like Krishna, but they are under control of a uh, three four three modes of a nature. So mm, uh, and even the Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya uh, try to convince the Lord through the like a judiciary logic and a grammar, because he was not an ordinary person. He was a scholar at that time in a logics and a grammar. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected everything. And the Lord says that the three items, namely the eternal relationship with the Lord, exchange dealings with Him, and the attainment of a love for Him. These are the instruction of Vedas. Like what we are saying, the loving Krishna is the summary of a is a summary of all the Vedas. Even Krishna says that if you learn the Vedas but you don't develop the best love for Krishna, then everything you learn it's the best, because and most of the people what they do when they go in the Vedas, they go in the Kanda section, and there only they keep entangled themselves. But the summary and what is the gist of a Vedas is to develop the love for Krishna, to know who am I, and what is relationship ship between the me and God, and how can I serve Krishna, and how can I love Krishna, and how can I get out of this material world. These are the main topics, and these are the main uh, conclusion of the Vedas. But without but we we when we read the Vedas, we don't go to the conclusion and simply start like uh, uh, like uh, uh, go doing the karma kanda things. And this is the misleading ourselves, and this is not good for us. Otherwise, we can see now, if we simply keep doing the karma kanda, then we can go to the brahma loka. But after going in a brahma loka, there is a fall down, and there are still threefold miseries. And then what is the use of rotting in this material world? Instead of this, we can go back to the godhead. Then Lord Chaitanya is saying that devotional service is the highest goal. And what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, I say that the devotional service onto the personality of a Godhead is the highest goal of a human life. So Krishna is the creator and owner and controller of a entire universe, so he knows everything. So he's telling us your goal is not to find the comforts in this material world, not to stay in the illusion, okay, if I do this I will be happy, but your goal is to start loving Krishna, developing devotional develop transcendental loving devotional service to the Krishna. When you develop the devotional service to Krishna, when you start loving Krishna, you will automatically get out of this suffering, this dukkhalem ashashvatam. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked about the like uh, telling the meaning of Atma Rama shloka. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya give the nine different ways, and with a special reference to the logic, nine different meanings to this Atma Rama shloka from the Bhagavatam, first canto, seventh chapter, 10th shloka. But Lord Chaitanya, without touching these nine different meanings, Lord Chaitanya gives 64 different meanings. And from this, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya surrendered to Lord, because who can give the 64 different meaning to the sloka, and he accepted, he's not an ordinary person, but he's a Krishna himself. Then Krishna also give him a darshan in a Chaturbhuj Narayana and a two-handed form of Krishna. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya started glorifying the Lord. And he glorified the Lord by singing almost hundreds of a shloka in praising the Lord. And he was having the ecstatic symptoms, tears are coming from his eyes, the body was trembling, and throbbing of a heart, and perspiration, and the emotional waves. He was dancing, singing, crying, and all the eight symptoms of the trance. And there are the two very important meaning of shlokas are given. Like he song sing the hundreds of shlokas, but these two shlokas are very important. Like first is, let me surrender onto the personality of a Godhead who has appeared now as a Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the ocean of all mercy and has now come down to teach us the material detachment, learning, and a devotional service to himself. Is this meaning of Namo Mahavandanaya Krishna Prema Pradade Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Name Gauratishe Nama? Is it Hare Krishna? Anyone knows?
No, I think
I
Mataji.
think okay. So we will find this out. Okay, everyone will try to find this out because this is a meaning to it. Seems similar to that, na? Namo
Yeah, the
Mahavandanaya.
second line seems similar, but the first line that
Yeah,
he is the Bhagwan like that, I think it's not there in that. Namo Mahavadanyaya. It only says that causeless mercy. Namo is most merciful, munificent incarnation, like that it says. Ah, maybe
yeah,
munificent incarnation it says. Yeah.
yeah. Second, since the pure devotional service of a Lord has been lost in the oblivion of a time, the Lord has appeared to renovate the principles, and therefore I offer my obeisances onto his lotus feet. So yes, like these are so important instructions, and now we can move to the second chapter, the Lord's tour to the South India.
Mataji,
Hare
can
Krishna.
you say the second
Yes,
second shloka? What was the important the second shloka?
Mataji, here in this book there is no shloka. We need to go in a Chaitanya Charitamrita. There we can find.
No, no. What does it say in the second shloka? What did he say? I didn't. In the
Since
first
the
shloka, he
pure
said.
devotion,
Yeah.
yes, Mataji.
No, first shloka he said that it's Lord Himself has come as in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. No,
Yes,
and then in second verse, what did he say? The import.
the pure devotional service of a Lord has been lost in the oblivion of time. So, as we see now, like with the time, disciplic cessation broke. So, like the in this like in this time, the pure devotional service also lost. So, like Lord come to renovate the principle. Lord again come to re-establish this pure devotional service, and therefore I offer obeisances to his lotus feet. So yes,
Okay.
the pure devotional service with the time it has been broken, and like it is also like a start a karma mishra bhakti, jnana mishra bhakti, and like there is no pure devotional service now. So it has been broke with the time. So Lord Chaitanya come to re-establish the pure devotional service and like to
Like this
re-establish the
similar to
principles of a yeah,
yeah, similar to like Krishna says Bhagavad Gita, yada yada hi dharmasya, I will
yes,
come.
yeah, yes. So Hare Krishna, Vinod Prabhu can start reading. If anyone wants to read, they can raise their hand.
The Lord's tour of South India. The Lord then proceeded towards South India for some time and converted all. He met on the way to become devotee of Lord Krishna. Such devotees also converted many others to the cult of devotional service or to the Bhagavata Dharma of the Lord, and thus he reached the bank of the Godavari, where he met Srila Ramananda Raya, the governor of Madras, on behalf of Maharaja Pratap Rudra, the king of Odisha. His talks with Ramananda Raya are very important for higher realization of transcendental knowledge, and conversation itself forms a small booklet. We shall, however, give here with a summary of the conversation. Conversation between the Lord and Ramananda Raya. Sri Ramananda Raya was a self-realized soul, although outwardly he belonged to a caste lower than the Brahmana in social status. He was not in the renounced order of life, and besides that, he was a high government servant in the state. Still, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted him as a liberated soul on the strength of the high order of his realization of transcendental knowledge. Similarly, the Lord accepted Srila Haridasa Thakura, a veteran devotee of the Lord coming from a Mohammedan family. And there are many other Maharaji, page. And there are, except Sri Haridas Thakur, a veteran devotee of Lord coming from a Mohammedan family, and there are many other great devotees of the Lord who came from different communities, sects, and castes. The Lord's only criteria was the standard of devotional service of the particular person. He was not concerned with the outward dress of a man. He was concerned only with the inner soul and its activities. Therefore, all the missionary activities of the Lord are to be understood to be on the spiritual plane, and as such, the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or the cult of Bhagavata Dharma has nothing to do with mundane affairs, sociology, politics, economic development, or any such sphere of life. Srimad Bhagavatam is the purely transcendental urge of the soul. When he met Sri Ramananda Raya on the bank of Godavari, the Varna Asrama Dharma, followed by the Hindus, was mentioned by the Lord. Srila Ramananda.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Thank you, Prabhuji. So,
okay.
yes, like this is very important discussion. Like today we will end like after discussing these two paragraphs, but like tomorrow we will see this in little detail. Okay,
Okay,
because
Maharaj.
this is question we'll ask in also initiation also, na, like conversion between Lord and Ramananda Rai. So this is very like a very short summary. We will go in little depth. Okay.
Yes,
So
Maharaj.
yes, Ramananda Rai was like when it comes to the social status, he was lower than a caste of a Brahmana in the social status. But even after that, he has the he has the high post in the government. He's like a high government servant. So Lord Chaitanya don't see na from which caste he's coming. Even the like we are like what Krishna, yes, Krishna has created in the caste, but caste are not on the basis of birth. The caste are on the basis of the his activities, his karma. So, yes, Lord Chaitanya only sees the self-realized souls, his standard of his devotional service, and like his inner soul, and like his activities, not the outer dress, and like from which, what we so-called the caste, as we say now. But it is not from the birth; it is due to the guna and karma. What gunas you have, what karmas you do, on that your caste is defined, not on the birth. So yes, like even the Haridas Thakur was from the Mohammedan family, but what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu see is like their devotion, not this misinterpretations of the caste. And yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spread the Bhagavad Dharma, and Bhagavad Dharma nothing to do with the mundane affairs like a sociology, politics, economic development, or such a sphere of life. Srimad Bhagavatam is the purely transcendental urge for the soul. So the soul can urge for this Bhagavatam. It is not for the someone who is very beautiful. For him, only Srimad Bhagavatam is there, or someone who is very rich, they can read the Srimad Bhagavatam, or someone has from the aristocratic family, they can only read the Bhagavatam. No, like if you are a soul, and you want to serve the Krishna, you want to love the God, then Bhagavad Dharma is for you. So it is not for the Hindu peoples only. No, it is for everyone. Everyone can take the benefit of a Srimad Bhagavatam and a Krishna consciousness movement, and it is very sweet. So we will move to the Mukund Mala Stotra, okay? And we can see now how beautiful this Mukund Mala is one of my favorite books. So they are so beautiful. So we will simply go from this summary of to this. Yes, we in the 19 and 20 shloka, we have seen that yes, Krishna is saying for controlling senses, like what you have to do, you have to engage your senses in my devotional service. So how we have to engage our senses? Then Krishna is saying that you have to bow your head down to me, and from these eyes we can see the beautiful forms, we can take the beautiful darshans of Krishna. With the intelligence we can remember the Krishna. From the tongue, we can glorify the Krishna, we can take the prasadam. So yes, we also see that we don't have to overlook the pure devotees from their body. They are like a game just in rainy seasons. It may be look turbid, or there will be bubbles and foam and mud, but they are but the pure devotees are more purer than like a Ganges. Because I was reading in a Bhagavatam, it is written that if you want to become free from the sinful actions, you have to take the dips in a Ganges multiple times. You have to go stay for the long. But when you come in association with the pure devotees, immediately you become free from the sins, and immediately you start getting the transcendental knowledge. So yes, so and we also seen the beauty treatment. Yes, what is the beauty treatment? Like a beauty, when we offer our humble obeisances, and when we follow the instructions of a Srila Prabhupada, when we follow the instruction of Krishna, then this is the beauty treatment. When we follow the instruction, taking dust of lotus feet means what? Like it's not practically going to the pure devotee, going to the Krishna. Like it is not like you are climbing on in altar, like you are taking the dust and you are applying on your forehead. No, like taking dust means like if you have to follow the instruction of a pure devotees, you have to follow the instruction of Krishna. And this is the beauty treatment for the beauty treatment of a devotees. And like we can see if someone is practicing Krishna conscious so nicely, there is some glow on their face, and the different kind of aura, like we can see. Even I can say, if someone has a meet Nama Prabhuji's mother, Vimla Mataji,
Yes.
like we can feel now how her face glows, and like how compassionate she is, and how loving. Like if you simply come in contact with her now, you will start feeling good. So she's so good, like she is so compassionate. So yes, we're when we become closer to Krishna, when we follow the instruction of Krishna, this is then you will also start becoming beautiful like Krishna. So this is the beautiful treatment. It is not like you have to visit the parlor and then you have to do the facial, then you start glowing. No, this will natural glow will come. This is the natural treatment. Even we can see now the brahmacharis, the sannyasis, even they are in their 70s and 80s or 60s, but they still look as they are in their 30s or 40s, like because they constantly in a contact with Krishna. And Krishna is Krishna never grow old. Like he is always stay in his kaumari avastha. It is around the 16 years old. He will always look. Even on the battlefield of a Kurukshetra, he was more than 150 years old, like even a thousands years old, but he was still looking like a young boy. So yes, we also see in that by taking the transcendental knowledge, and our when we take the Krishna consciousness knowledge, our intelligence is called as a spotless. And because you will be peaceful, and you are able to solve your problems, and also you can help others to solve their problems. And why this is a potless intelligence, and why you become peaceful. Because now yes, Krishna is the owner. Whatever happening in my life is according to Krishna's will. Krishna is a well-wisher of me. We can also go to the peace formula in the Bhagavad Gita. So it is we come to know, yes, someone is a superior to us who is controlling everything. Then he care for me, then why I have to worry? Whatever happening, it's Krishna's plan. Let me just become a perfect instrument to serve the Krishna and to serve our gurus. So yes, again the same, the tongue we have to use in the glories of Keshava, not for a blaspheming, not for a gossiping, but we have to glorify the Keshava. For mind, we have to worship the Krishna. There is one video of Gopal Krishna Maharaj, where he was in a sleep, but he was still offering. He was doing the Mangalarti. He was offering the diya, dhupa, flowers to the deities inside his mind. So we can offer, so when we are traveling and we are not able to attend Mangalarti, there is some network issue, or we are not able to attend aartis. So in mind we can offer, okay, in front of me there are Radha Govinda deities. Now I am offering the dhupa, then diya, then flowers, then argya. You can offer, but there should be desire to serve the Krishna. Even it is said now, there are different kinds of vigrahas. Inside mind, when you create the vigraha, it is also vigraha. It is not different from a Krishna. So from the ears, we have to, yes, from the hands we have to serve the Lord Hari by like washing his utensil, by cooking for him, by stitching the dresses, by making the jewelry, and like there are a lot of sevas. From the hands we are also chanting. Na? So yes, we have to engage our hands in a service of Krishna. From the ears we have to hear the topic, we have to hear the Hari Katha. From the eyes we have to gaze upon the Sri Krishna, and from the feet we have to visit the temples of Lord Hari, and from the feet we can circumambulate around the Tulsi, and from the nose we can smell the tulsi beads, like because like we can see now like a kumara like become a pure devotee simply by the smelling the tulsi leaf and chandan applied to the Lord's feet. And we this head we have to bow down to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So we have to engage all our senses intelligent mind in Krishna's service. And we also say na like karmana mansa vacha, from all these three things we have to serve Krishna. And like when there is a silk turban on your head, like you are very educated and you are getting pride out of it, and like you are not able to offer the like obeisances, then like you are considered as a dead. Like when you, from the ears when you are not hearing the Hari Katha, from the mouth when you are not speaking the Hari Katha, it means like these air holes are like holes where snake lives, and this tongue is like a frog. Like by speaking, we simply inviting the death. We are not inviting the Krishna. And when we don't use our legs to go to the holy places, even to the temples and like circumambulate Tulsi, then we are like they are considered like a trunk of trees, because they are not moving. So we have to follow the instruction of pure devotees, and like it is also here na, this is important, like just my heart is the steel, okay, like because what like if someone heart is a steel, when he is chanting the holy name, he is not like he is not feeling the ecstasy, like he is not able to concentrate upon the holy name, so it doesn't change anything, and the tears are not coming down from the eyes, and like he was hairs are not standing on the head, then our heart is still made up of steel. But when we chant and when we start loving Krishna, then it will simply get converted into the honeycomb, and like whatever like love we have for Krishna, it will come in a form of honey, and Krishna will taste that honey. And it happens in a form like in a pure devotee's heart. The heart become a like honeycomb, like become a honeycomb, and like then Krishna taste the nectar in a form of honey. But our is a stainless steel, what kind of honey it will like give, because we also have the envy, anger, jealousy to all the peoples, and like when we have the dirty, like these are the dirty things, like if we have the envy, like we are not going to get a Krishna. So from for someone's like for something we are having envy for, like our little anger, if we are not like going to get Krishna, then what is use of that anger? Like why we are losing something which is very important to us. And like before this sloka we also like learn that na, like we don't have to think about the people, what people will think. We have to think in this way, that what my Krishna will think, and what what my Guru Maharaj will think about me. So we have to fix our mind in a chanting and praying Lord Krishna, then our heart will be changed, and from the conditional from the material conditional disease stage, we can like change to the position, or we can get transformed to the pure devotee. And so there will be no room for illusionation. Hare Krishna. Who wants to read? Muthumanikam Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation. All glories to Lord Narayana. Without remembrance of his lotus feet, recitation of scripture is merely crying in the wilderness. Regular observance of severe vows enjoined in the Vedas is no more than a way to lose weight. Execution of prescribed pious duties is like pouring oblations onto ashes, and bathing at various holy sites is no better than an elephant's bath. Purport. Remembrance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the goal of the spiritual practices. One moment's remembrance of Lord Krishna is the greatest fortune, and a moment Forgetfulness of him is the greatest loss. Therefore, even the important religious duties mentioned in this verse become null and void if they do not lead to remembrance of Krishna. Studying the scriptures, visiting temples, observing vows, none of this is unimportant or dispensable for devotees. King Kulasegara therefore condemns them only when they are improperly performed in the name of religion. For example, the studies and meditations of the impersonalist who deride the personal spiritual form of the absolute truth are useless. Other useless acts would include austerities performed for political ends of demigod worship aimed at winning material boons. The renunciant may become very skinny, but he will not please the Lord, and therefore he himself will not be pleased at heart. So, what is the use of his austerities, as stated in the Narada Pancharattra? Aradito yadi haris tapasa tataha him. Naradito yadi haris dabasa tatahin अंदर बाहिर यादि हरिस तपसा तदाहि नंदर नांदर bahir yadi haris tapasa tatahim. If one is worshipping Lord Krishna, Lord Hari, what is the use of severe penance? And if one is not worshipping Lord Hari, what is the use of severe penances? If one can understand that Lord Hari is all pervading, what is the use of severe penances? And if one cannot understand that Lord Hari is all pervading, what is the use of severe penances? The successful devotee has learned to think of the Lord is in every conceivable circumstance. Thinking of Krishna is not something to be practiced only when we are removed from our daily occupation, as in solitary meditation. Rather, Lord Krishna instructed Arjuna to remember me and fight. In other words, we are meant to carry out our daily duties and at the same time think of Krishna. Lord Chaitanya's injunction to always chant the name of Krishna is the same instruction, given in such a way that we can happily and easily follow it. In the advanced stage, the devotee effortlessly remembers Krishna out of spontaneous love. In the beginning of and intermediate stages, one can also think of Krishna day and night by chanting the holy name and molding one's activities in his service under the direction of pure devotees of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, yes, here we can see that we have to engage our senses in our Krishna conscious activities. So it is also say here, na, uh, excusation of a prescribed pious duties. It's like a pouring obligations into the ashes. Why we have to even we are performing prescribed duties very nicely, but we are not worshipping Krishna. Then everything is like a waste. It is none of any use, because our goal of life to attain Krishna consciousness, and for maintenance of our body, so that we can do the spiritual activities. That's why we are doing the prescribed duties. But instead of doing our instead of completing our real goal, going back to the Godhead, we simply start staying comfortably in a material comforts. Then it is none of use. Then even someone give the prescribed duties and start worshipping Hari, then there is no loss. But if someone is giving up a Krishna consciousness and simply start doing the prescribed duties very nicely, then what is use of that also? So yes, whatever the spiritual activities we do, going to the temple, chanting the holy name, here the Harikatha, what is the main goal? The main goal is to remember Krishna. Whatever spiritual activities are doing, our main goal is to remember Krishna 24/7. And yes, like we can meditate upon this, like the one moment remembers of a Lord Krishna is the greatest fortune. And and the one moment of forgetfulness of Lord Krishna is the greatest loss. So, like when we think about the Krishna, for even for the one moment, it's our greatest fortune, and it is the greatest gain one can have. And like if you are forgetting Krishna for even 1 minute, it is our greatest loss. Because by remembering Krishna constantly, we can go back to the Godhead, and by forgetting Krishna, we can stay. We will still rot in this material world. So, what we want, it's our choice. And yes, this like whatever austerities they are performing for the sport, for political ends, or like they are doing a demigod worship. Demigod worship is like it's not love, it's simply a business. Okay, I will give you coconut, I will give you this much money, I will give you this and that, and you will give me this in return. So this is the business, this is not love, and this is not a pure devotion. So for material benefits, like we don't have to seek any demigod or Krishna. It will come automatically according to our pious activities and according to the Krishna's desire. We simply have to work for the pleasure of Krishna. What we say, Sansiddhim Haritoshanam. So we have to work so that we can please Krishna. We are not working for material comforts or for any material gains. We are working so that Krishna can be pleased, and Krishna will take care of everything. If you are worshipping Krishna, if you are doing anything for Krishna, then you think that Krishna is such a miser, or Krishna is such a cheap that he will not take care of you. He will definitely take care of you, because he is also taking the insect and like animals in jungles. They are not praying them, but we are praying for Krishna. Like we are working for Krishna. They are not working for Krishna, but Krishna then also taking care of them. But when you depend on Krishna, when you are trying to please Krishna, then Krishna will not help you. So I think like we need to check our intelligence, like if we are thinking in this way. So we have to be a surrender, we have to surrender to Krishna. We should have faith in Krishna, that avishya rakshipe Krishna. Krishna will always protect me. So yes, and the renunciate may become very skinny. Okay, they perform the austerities. They okay, in Navratna, I will not going to eat anything, or I will keep the fast for the 1 month. Like they will take such pain. They become may become thin, but like they want simply some material comfort, some material gain. So they will be not satisfied inside their heart. They will be not pleased inside their heart, because their aim is not to please the Krishna. When Krishna is a pleased, then everyone become pleased. So we don't endeavor for our pleasure. If we please Krishna, if we endeavor for Krishna's pleasure, when Krishna is pleased, we automatically get pleased. There is a example of Akshay Patra from Mahabharata we can take na. Like Krishna simply take a 1 or 2 grains of rice and he put in his mouth. Like when he is a full, everyone inside, everyone in the Brahmanda become a full. So it is a given in a Narad Pancharatra. Okay, like uh, like if you are worshipping Hari, then what is the you what is the use of doing the severe penances? Because you already, what is the goal of a penances, that you will have the Vishnu inside your heart, and you will start meditating upon that. But when you are worshipping Lord Hari, you are already meditate on the Bhagwan. So what is use of doing such a severe penances? And less, then what is the use of a severe penances if you are not worshipping Lord Hari? Because whatever your penances you do, highest goal, you are not able to attain the highest goal. So what is use of such a penances? And Lord Hari is all pervading. Krishna is present everywhere. Then what is the use of severe penances? And if you don't know, Krishna is everywhere, and Krishna stays in the heart of every living entity, and we are not seeing Krishna in that way. Then what are the use of your penances? Because you haven't attained the highest goal. You are not having the real knowledge. So yes, what Arjuna don't want to fight, but Krishna said, yes, you have to fight for me, because it's your prescribed duties. Then Krishna said, yes, you have to fight. Okay, you don't have to fight, but at least fight for me, because Krishna is a Bhagwan, and Krishna is ordering us to fight. Okay, so then like what instruction Krishna give to Arjuna, that mam anusmara yuddhacha. So yes, we are also fight in a in the material bodies, like we are fighting for like getting our basic needs. So we are also fighting, we are going on a job, like we are taking care of our family members, like yes, we are fighting, we are constantly fighting with the Maya. But at the same time, yes, mam anusmara yuddhacha, we have to fight, but at the same time we have to remember Krishna. So we have to do the prescribed duties, but at the same time we have to remember the Krishna by following the four regulative principle, by hearing the Harikatha, by reading Srila Prabhupada books, or by chanting the 16 rounds. So we have to give the morning for Krishna, like day for a work and evening for a family. This is the tripod of a life. If there is a disbalance, like you are not able to do even a like if you say that like, oh, like a devotional service, it will taking 4 5 hours, like a 3 4 hours, I'm not able to give. Let me let me focus on let me focus on material activities, my job, like let me get some good position. Then like you disbalance the spirituality, you are not giving importance to the spirituality. At the end, like in material life, you will be frustrated and you again come back to the spirituality. But at that time, you will realize, oh, I just wasted 2 3 years like by running behind this position and like this promotion, but I lost like a real goal of life. And like when you are too much like you are not doing the prescribed duties, and you when you haven't joined the temple, and like your knowledge is not that much, like so you are simply doing the spiritual things. But at the end you will realize that like you also have to maintain yourself. So you have to maintain your body, you have to maintain your family, so that you can nicely practice the spirituality. And like yes, like we also have to take care of family. Yeah, we have to give the time to the family members, because like when we give the time to family members, when we take care of family members, they will say, okay, when the time when she become devotee, she is taking care of us, and uh, sh- she is giving time, and like she is behaving very good with us. So devotional service is so nice. Let us also take the devotional service. But instead of this, when you are not giving time to your family members, then they will start thinking, oh, when this devotional service starts, she simply chant and read some books, and she is not she is ignoring us, like maybe she will leave us at one time, and like she will not care for us. And like they will disturb your peace of mind. And like when your mind like peace of mind is disturbed, then you cannot practice the spirituality. So it is very important to keep the balance between these three things. Like morning time, you should give it for Krishna. You have to finish your sadhana before 9 p.m. or 10 a.m. Then rest of the time, like you can work in an office or you can take care of your home. And like when it is evening, so like from the 6 or 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. to 9 10 p.m, you can give the time to your family members. You can read the Krishna book before sleeping. You can read the Krishna book. You can like you can do the arati at a home. You can take the dinner prasadam nicely. So yes, like we have to change our life according to Krishna consciousness, not Krishna consciousness according to our life. So priority should be Krishna consciousness. So yes, in advanced stage, like devotee of Lord Krishna, like Lord, remember the Krishna in a spontaneous love, in Raga Anuga Bhakti and in Ragatmika Bhakti. But like before that, before becoming a pure devotee, like their devotees can also think about the Krishna day and night. How we can think, okay, we are not a pure devotees, but we have to become a pure devotees. For that, what we have to do, we have to simply chant the holy name day and night. And like we have to, whatever activities are doing, we have to do it for Krishna. We have like center should be Krishna, not any other things. Okay, and we have to act under the instruction of under the direction of a pure devotee. So we don't have to act whimsically, or we don't have to listen to our mind. We don't have to do the Manu dharma. We have to do the Krishna dharma, or like a Guru dharma. Hare Krishna. Who wants to read? Vinod Prabhu, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji. Translation. O Cupid, abandon your resistance in my mind, which is now the home of Lord Mukunda's lotus feet. You have already been serenaded by Lord Shiva's fairy glance, so why have you forgotten the power of the Lord Murari's disc? Purport. This is a bold challenge to Cupid, who can usually subdue everyone, including aspiring transcendentalists. As Lord Kapila says to his mother, just try to understand the mighty strength of my Maya in the shape of women, who by the mere movement of her eyebrows can keep even the greatest conquerors of the world under her grip. Bhagavatam 3.3138. A devotee can challenge Kamadeva in such a feisty way because devotees constantly meditate on Lord Krishna, who destroys Cupid's influence. Here, King Kurukshetra is giving fair warning to Kamadeva to leave the king's mind or risk destruction for a second time. The reference here is to an incident in which Kamadeva tried to shoot his arrows at Lord Shiva to arouse lust in him. Lord Shiva retaliated by burning Kamadeva to ashes with his glance. Kamadeva should have learned his lesson from that incident. If not, King Kulshekhara warns that Lord Krishna will have no trouble destroying Kamadeva with his disc and freeing his devotee's mind of lust. Kamadeva is also called Madana, a name that means one who attracts. But Lord Krishna is known as Madan Mohana, the bewilderer of Cupid. In other words, Krishna is so transcendently attractive that anyone who absorbs his mind in him will not be troubled by sex desires. Furthermore, Lord Krishna's consort, Srimati Radharani, is called Madan Mohani because she alone can captivate even Krishna. In all the world's religions, ascetics have practiced renunciation, and Kamadeva always tests them and gives them trouble. Often, despite one's best attempts at purification, one thinks of the opposite sex at the time of death. Then one has to come back in the cycle of birth and death to be again attracted and again suffer the miseries of material life. Even the powerful mystic Vishwamitra became a victim of the beauty of Menaka, united with her and begot Shakuntala. By the Bhaktas, but the Bhaktas have discovered an infallible shelter from Cupid, absorption in the beauty of Krishna. One who is captivated by the beauty of Krishna is not victimized by lust, as Sri Yamunacharya sings. Since my mind has been engaged in the service of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, and I have been enjoying ever new transcendental pleasure in that service, whenever I think of sex with a woman, my face at once turns from it and I spit at the thought. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. So we will explain in like within 4 or 5 minutes, and then we will end session. Okay. So yes, like yes, it is very hard to control the sexual urges. So and even in this Kali Yuga, whatever posters, like wherever you go, like they are simply advertising this. So like yes, here it is saying that like Krishna is saying how strong my Maya is. Like it is like an elephant, like how a strong elephant is very stronger. So like Maya is like that. So he's saying that like even by moving the eyebrows like women, like Maya in a form of a woman, even when he moves her eyebrows, she can like uh, control the greatest conqueror of world. Like so yes, this is the Maya, and yes, like God is a challenging Cupid, that like you cannot disturb my pure devotees. And because the instruction is given from the Lord Shiva, when when the Kamdeva is shooting the arrows and like trying to make Lord Shiva uh, uh, Lord Shiva lusty, but Lord Shiva was meditating on the like transcendental form of Lord Krishna. So Kamdev was disturbing, so like he give him the curse and destroy the Kamdeva's body. So they are like this is the incident now. Then next time he comes in the form of Krishna's son. So yes, so yes, Krishna is saying that Krishna is a challenging Kamdeva. You cannot disturb my pure devotees who are constantly meditating upon the Lord Krishna. Like Lord Krishna is known as a Madan Mohana. Like because he also attracts the like a Cupid, and the Radharani is known as a Madan Mohana Mohini, because he can even captivate you to the Lord Krishna. He can like a Cupid can like Lord Krishna is attracting all the Cupids, and like Radharani is attracting the Lord Krishna. So it is known she is known as a Madan Mohan Mohini. So yes, Krishna is so transcendently attractive that every anyone who absorbs in his mind in him, he's not troubled by the sex desire. Though, so like if someone is having the problems or like controlling their senses, like just like we have to simply like meditate upon the Krishna's beautiful form. So like we can become free from this, because like yes, Krishna can destroy the Kamdeva through his taste, can freeze the devotee's mind through the lust, but there should be our endeavor. When we endeavor, like when we are sincere in our practice, then Krishna will take care of the rest of things, but we have to show that endeavor. So like when we are remembering, like like whatever activities we practice in our entire life, they are going to we are going to remember the same activities at the time of death. So when you have the lot of sexual activities in our in our what we say in our life, or like we are too much attached to the material people or attached to the material wealth, so at a time of death we will remember the same. We are not going to remember the Krishna. For that we have to entire life we have to dedicate to Krishna. Entire life we have to do our sadhana daily with the sincerity. But when we are not doing that, so at the end of death, at the time of death, we are not going to remember Krishna. So our life will be useless, and whatever things you are remembering at the time of death, you again attracted to the same thing. You again suffer the threefold miseries of the material life, and you are again going to take the birth. So it is like we are also seeing now like this majestic yogis, they are not worshipping Krishna as the personal form, and they are not engaging their senses in a Krishna's service, but they are artificially trying to artificially they are trying to reframe their senses, but they will fall they will fall from that artificial position. Like example is given that Vishwamitra, like after doing the tapasya for thousands of years, like he for a victim for a Menka, and he bought and then this Shakuntala has been born. So yes, for a bhaktas, there is an infallible shelter of a Cupid, that like absorption in the beauty of a Krishna. One who captivated by the beauty of Krishna is not victimized by the lust. So like yes, for that we don't have to do anything. We simply have to take a darshan, and like we have to meditate upon the beautiful form of a Lord Krishna. Then like we will not have this lusty desires, and we will not get victimized by the lust. And yes, like this Yamunacharya's shloka, that like when he has been when since he has engaged his mind in a service of a lotus feet, and like he's enjoying the transcendental pleasure in the service, like when he think about the sex, like his about the women face, like he split at this thought, because like there is a lot of service, like a lot of blissfulness in a Krishna's service, and like what a lot of transcendental pleasure we get from the Krishna service. But and this this sex life is just a perverted reflection of perverted reflection. There is analogy in the Bhagavad Gita. It is said that like when milk comes in a contact with a tamarind, it converted into the curd. So similarly, like when jivas come in this material world, their love for Krishna get converted in a contact with the material conditioning. They are in material world, their love get converted into the lust. So this lust, it's just a perverted reflection for our love to the Krishna. So yes, we have to meditate upon Krishna's beautiful form, and we have to engage our senses in Krishna's service. So today we can end here. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananda Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes, this purpose and these translations are so good. So we have to meditate, but at the same time we have to follow the instructions. It is like a it is the same mean that like we are taking the dust from the lotus feet of pure devotees. So Hare Krishna, happy Krishna conscious day. Please
Hare
engage
Krishna
your
Mataji, Hare
senses and mind
Krishna.
in Krishna's service. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.